DL Trader here with today's trade recap. It's the 2nd of January, the first trading day of 2019. Finished up 2018 with a little bit of a red spell, hit a couple of max loss days, just started to lose again and sort of fight it. So opportunity, to clear the mind, start fresh, new year, new approach, So that was a good one. So good to start the year with three trades, three green trades, nice green day. So we'll run over the trades. First one I got was CCCL. This one was something we traded the last few days as well. So I lost pretty badly yesterday on this one, on this rip. Tried to short all these tops. Ended up hitting, didn't hit max loss. But, lost on it. So coming into today, got that gap up. Pulled back here in the pre-market and then it's going sideways. So the last thing I wanted to do was chase this out the gate. Wanted to let it test that pre-market high. And looking at the daily chart on this one, it is... let's turn those off. Bump. Looking at that daily chart there, potential, big runner, former runner. So second day, these things can rip high. So trying to be careful with that. So back to today. So as I said, looking at that pre-market high, let it rip through it, and then shorted in on the front side, shorted small size into the rip here. Got a pullback. Decided to instantly cover it. I just felt like I was a bit early to the trade. Didn't want to start the day badly, so just went to flat straight here. It did pull back a bit more, but ended up pushing higher, so I was pretty happy with that decision. Once it ripped up to sort of this line here and then pulled back, I got short again, sort of risking just above high of day. And then the thing I failed to do was get more size on for this washout. So this is something that happens to me quite frequently. I'm more than happy to add to my position on the way up. But I find it hard adding to my winner. And if you're not careful, what does tend to happen is your losers are big and your winners are small. So it's all for me about the entry. So I think the thing that I struggle with is when I short front side, like I said, I'm more than happy to scale into the position, and I tend to get a bit stubborn, and that results in adding to a loser and then taking a big loss. So I've got to either short front side a little bit less or short front side but accept the loss, get back to flat and then let it set up again. So anyway, green on the trade, 2 attempts, both green. So at this point I had to take the washout. It was such a nice washout. It was 100 shares only, so it was my minimum size. So I just took them all off here. Looking at the end of day chart, avoided all this grind. So overall fairly happy with that one. Just a bit frustrated I didn't get more shares on here for the backside, risking high of day. Second trade was CARA. Slightly higher price stock than I've traded recently, but one of my plans going into today was just relax, trade my setup, try and keep my losers small and see how we get on. So CARA hit the scanner, big move up from the previous close here around 13 all the way up to 15. Tried to avoid shorting that front side, let it top out. So I got short here, 200 shares I believe, covered half into the wash and then added those back on, and then added some more to the winner. I think got up to perhaps 300 shares, 200 shares, can't remember. Covered into this wash, patient with the rest, and then it popped back up, so I covered the rest here at the EMA. So this EMA thing is an exit I've been working on. gives me a place to exit. So my idea is that if it does hold EMA and starts to move above, then you cover the position because it's starting to show strength. Unfortunately, here I was a little bit trigger happy and top ticked the bounce. So this does happen to me quite often, and then I missed the bigger move lower. But it could have popped up and gone higher. So just gonna have to be a bit cautious with that one. But overall, I'm happy with the entry. Entry, cover half, put back on, and then cover into the wash. So a nice trade there. Third one, so they were 2 morning trades, and then I did get 1 trade in the PM pretty nicely. Didn't think it was going to work out this well, to be honest. So rip up, little pullback, let it move higher. Started to sort of make this parabolic move. Again, didn't predict the top. We're trying short fronts. So just sort of wait, be a bit more patient. Shorted for the backside based off higher day risk, risking 20-30 cents. Added to the winner, and then got a really nice washout. Covered some. Didn't get a bounce to add back on, and then just covered the rest down here. Had I held for the EMA, I would have covered all down here, and it would have been a much bigger trade. So something to be aware of. Scaling out positions, taking partial actually kills your winners sometimes. But I was hoping to get a bounce back up to get those shares back on. Something else, to talk about is just, I think, the emotional side of trading. I think I'm trying to be mindful of the emotional state whilst trading. And I think, today I just noticed how when you win, you feel good and you feel good at trading. And when you lose, you don't feel good, which isn't the case. If you're taking a good trade with a good entry and you're stopping out, you're doing the right thing. That should be a good reflection in your mind. But it's I think this side of trading is one of the hardest things to overcome. So we're going to try and reinforce good behavior. And losses are part of trading, and they're inevitable. So you've got to embrace them. Okay, so good start to the year. Let's see how we get on for the rest of the week. Cheers, guys.